Let's do this!
Let's be honest with each other for a moment. It has nothing to do with quality of football. It has nothing to do with which club is more deserving. It has nothing to do with tactical sophistication, squad depth, or managerial genius. Like the Joker in The Dark Knight, who just wants to watch the world burn, the real motivation driving many neutrals is far simpler, far pettier, and far more telling than anyone wants to admit. They do not want Arsenal fans to be happy. That is it. That is the whole argument. You can dress it up however you like, but that is what is sitting underneath all of it. And that should make all of us pause, because modern football constantly tells us integrity is sacred. We hear endlessly about financial sustainability, competitive balance, and doing things the right way. These are not small claims, they are the foundation of what makes competition meaningful. Yet Manchester City remain under investigation for over 100 alleged breaches of Premier League rules. 100. That is not a footnote. That is one of the most serious integrity questions this league has ever had to face. If fairness genuinely mattered to neutrals, that context would sit front of mind every single time they decided where their sympathies lay. For many people, it simply does not register. They would rather the financially scrutinized superpower win yet again than endure Arsenal supporters going absolutely feral across their timeline. Like the jury in 12 Angry Men who nearly convicted an innocent man because they were exhausted and just wanted to go home, comfort is overriding judgment. The vibes are not passing the check, and nobody seems particularly bothered. So how did we get here? How did irritation become more powerful than integrity? Part of the answer lies in how large fan bases get perceived in the internet age. Arsenal are one of the most visible clubs on the planet. When they win, it is everywhere. Main characters of the football internet, whether they ask for that role or not. When they lose, it is even louder. When they score, the noise is immediate. When they concede, the pile-on is instantaneous. That level of constant visibility generates two things at the same time: enormous commercial value and an equally enormous tribal resentment. People grow tired of a club living permanently in their feeds and begin collapsing the entire institution into the worst version of its online fan base. We have all seen this happen in internet culture. People turning against perfectly good TV shows, films, or ideas simply because the loudest supporters became insufferable. The thing itself gets punished for the behavior of its most unhinged reply guys. But here is the truth: a club is not its worst accounts. Rejecting a football team because some of its supporters are obnoxious is not a football argument. It is, as they say in The Godfather, nothing personal, except it is entirely personal, and it is simply dressed up as something more principled than it actually is. Now let's talk about the media, because they are not innocent in any of this. Arsenal generate enormous engagement. That means content dunking on Arsenal also generates enormous engagement. It is pure engagement farming, the football equivalent of rage bait that never gets old because the audience never stops biting. Provocative narratives pay. Dismissive frames get posted, reposted, quoted, and ratioed until they harden into received wisdom regardless of what is actually happening on the pitch. Bottlers, Corner FC. Repeated often enough, these labels stop being opinions and start feeling like facts. That is not an accident. That is just how the attention economy works. And Arsenal happened to be one of its most profitable targets. The Corner FC label deserves its own moment here because it is perhaps the cleanest example of how the goalposts get moved to keep a dismissive posture permanently intact. When Arsenal was softer and more idealistic, the criticism was that they could not win ugly, could not grind, could not do the dirty work when it mattered. Now that they have become structured, physical, and genuinely dangerous from set pieces, the criticism does not disappear, it simply pivots, without acknowledgement, without irony. When Klopp's Liverpool mastered dead ball situations, it was celebrated as tactical intelligence, marginal gains, the stuff of glowing long reads and coaching documentaries. With Arsenal, the identical method becomes a meme, like Amadeus, where everything Mozart produced was either too simple or too complex, depending on what the critics needed it to be on any given day. The point was never the work. The point was the need to diminish the person doing it. It is the oldest trick in the internet playbook. Move the goalposts quietly and never ever admit you moved them. And underneath all of this is something even more psychological. City winning again is comfortable, predictable. The NPC response of the football world. Same cutscene, different season, everyone goes home unbothered. Arsenal winning forces a genuine, uncomfortable revision of stories people have been telling for years. Rival fans have built part of their entire footballing identity around Arsenal being the club that always falls short. That narrative lives rent-free in their heads, and they need it there. An Arsenal title means the rebuild worked. It means Arteta was right. It means the patient, coherent, long-term project actually beat the financial gravity that was supposed to make it impossible. It means the they'll bottle it copy pasta finally, irrevocably expires. That kind of revision is deeply uncomfortable. So people resist it by reducing everything to noise, corners, and cringe celebrations. But here is what Arsenal actually represent, whether people want to accept it or not. Patience, process, identity, coherence. Like Rocky landing that final punch, and we all know it was never really about boxing. The appeal is about what the victory means, about whether belief, structure, and genuine long-term thinking can still beat the clubs who treat the transfer window as a substitute for culture. People don't grasp how cathartic an Arsenal title win would be for the sport of football. It would be the triumph of a pure project, a real process, a legally built revival. It would be a genuine story of sporting meritocracy standing against the sports washing nation. If we only celebrate those stories in hindsight, once they are safely packaged as nostalgic memes, then we never actually valued the principle. We just liked the story once it stopped threatening us. Some people cannot handle the noise. They have decided that is Arsenal's problem. It is not. It is football's problem. And it is time we started talking about it honestly. But that's not why you're here, right? After hearing this, you will be all like,
ooh, Arsenal fans are always explaining.
You came here to see some cooking, didn't you? So instead of a module by module breakdown, I made a small diss track.
Yeah. Woke up at 5 with a video mission, making decisions on a man with a title position. Linguistic ammunition with zero precision. You open with might like it needs a physician. Might 7 clear. That's a twisted condition. Neil Armstrong on the moon, still awaiting permission. Sistine Chapel ceiling, then you question it. Tissy in your beautiful mind map, the wrong exhibition. John Nash was a genius, bro. You got a ring light, clippings on the wall, trying to dim what's shining bright. Blockbuster city with a game in hand at midnight. Technically still open, but we all know the end game, right? Six Sense energy, you were the ghost the whole time. Holding our timeline, living in our comment section, slow grind. NPC dial-up factory installed, cold rhyme. Liverpool, then city, now it's us. Same old fine, replace design. Truman Show curtain, pull back Christ up on the buttons. The hate is the product, you're the producer and consumer. Cousin, rinse, repeat, monetize. That's the whole pipeline. You didn't write an argument, you just rewrote the same line. Stop the rags, bet you've got a platform and a voice. Power with help purposes, it ain't politics noise. With great power comes responsibility. The trolls used to stay you give and give the people something real. What do we know? You're just Arsenal fans. What do we know? Just Arsenal fans. Just Arsenal fans. Just Arsenal fans. 7 points clear, we're just Arsenal fans. Just Arsenal fans. 7 points clear, we're just Arsenal fans. Let me talk about the set piece sermon you delivered. 52% of you shivering like it wasn't internet and considered. And geometry, angles, blocking patterns, triggers, moneyball market inefficiency. You're feeling puff and did it. Arms crossed in the dugout screaming, I don't like it. While Billy Bean's already building something you can't fight with. Ocean's 11, you watched the heist, you knew the blueprint. Vault still got robbed, Gabriel headed in, you couldn't stop it. Whiplash tempo when you're screaming, not my ribbon. J.K. Simmons energy, but the drummers in the system boy. That's your confession, buried at 447, that's a therapy session. Mr. Darcy in the rain, replace it with the ring like you bewitched yourself, bro. That's the Pride and Prejudice insight. 21 gun salute, that's for loyalty. Called us boring, corner slow and ugly, then showed loyalty. Joker on the staircase, finally found his quality. You're not a critic, bro, you're a fan without the solidarity, both. You get our marketing at 5 a.m. for free. The shirt is on the website, white sleeves. Come and see. Stop the rags, bitch, you got a platform and a voice. Power right on purpose, is it it? Moving top noise. With great power comes responsibility. Not trust. Use the stage and give the people something real. What do we know? Raise the spark to the fans. What do we know? Just on to the fans. Ugly, nasty, slow, set-piece merchants, most hated, soccer declining, Martinelli in darkness, Arteta questionable, build up Haram, 7 points clear, that lone penguin, walking into the wilderness, unbothered, indifferent, inevitable, that penguin is Arsenal, walking slowly, deliberately, with zero regard for your aesthetic differences or your opinions about what football should look like.